today is 12. So today is 12 to 26. Okay. So we have here break the laws and lose the money. So break the laws, break the laws and lose the money. So break the law and lose the money. Perfect. So the four the laws we have to discuss today. Okay. Okay. So okay. 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 So um okay. I was just looking at the way God do things. So He actually is telling you how you should do things. When God is talking about Himself, He's talking about you because He created us in His image and likeness. So He's trying to tell you, okay, look at how I operate. Oh, this is how you should operate. So you can take dominion in your domain, in your kingdom, in the face of men. So anybody that wants to be in charge in the face of men has to obey these laws in business. And it's very important because Bill Gates obey the same laws. Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Dangote, they respect the face laws. And these laws comes to man as when God does bless man. He commanded man, it's a commandment. And he told man, this is the laws of productivity. He said, be fruitful. He told man, be fruitful and be productive. Don't just sit on earth and you're not producing anything. Produce human being, produce have products, have services, impact your world, be productive. You cannot tell me you want to make impact, you want to create value. You are not productive. It's very, it's not even possible. In fact, when you are not productive, you become a slave to those that have that product. But as the money moves from consumers to producer, what makes a country suffer, struggle, be in lack, be in pain is because the index capital, the production for people is not, they're not productive. They're just consuming, importing this, importing that, importing this. They don't want to use their brain and turn their natural resources to tangible and usable items. So because you don't build economy by natural resources, you build economy by mental resources. Until a man is mentally liberated, mentally emancipated, productivity doesn't happen. Well, let's begin to discuss one of them one by one, small today. Okay, please write it down. Very important. Let's take the first one here. Uh, the first one, the law of fruitfulness. The law of fruitfulness. Put it there. The word fruitful is Hebrew. Is an Hebrew word, which means productivity. So the word fruitful is an Hebrew word, which means productivity. Full stop. It doesn't mean have to have children only. The word fruitful is an Hebrew word, which means productivity. So when God actually told man to be fruitful, He actually gave a commandment to produce something. So the first commandment God gave to man was to be productive, to produce something. So produce something that I can buy. And you know why? Before somebody says produce, in the law of nature, you should have a seed that can produce, of course, a tree, that can produce a tree, that can produce fruit. So God did not tell them, God did not tell man, be seedful. No, because you already have So you are really embedded something in man. All of us are embedded something. Even though you are born naked, you are not born empty. God has really given all of us seeds of giftings. God has given us talents. God has given us talents. God has given us giftings. God has given us ideas. God has given us concepts. God has given us innovation. God has given us vitality. God has given us fidelity. God has given us. So God is not asking you to produce what He has not given, and so on. So you may be born naked, but you are not born empty. We are all born with talent, giftings, ideas, concepts, talents, vitality, fidelity, and so on. Innovation. So your own job is to destroy your own. Because God said, be productive. Just produce, because you're already being embedded in something. So instead of saying I'm an entrepreneur, I just go to the marketplace. Now I will show you where the problem is in the job of entrepreneurs. It's not about producing something. It's about taking to the next level and all the next level to the next level. Because if you don't brand yourself, you cannot be premium. You remain local. And the fact is that the energy that you used to start that business, the same energy you need to invest in people to get to the next level. But sometimes we look at circumstances and define ourselves based on circumstances. That becomes a limitation. That becomes a glass ceiling. We are coming to that very soon. So the first commandment is to be fruitful. Produce something. Right or not, produce something that someone can buy. 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 So God did not ask man be faithful, because He already given man seeds already. So fruit is a result of seed. You can't have fruit unless you have a seed that have a tree that can bear fruit. God ignored the seed and demand fruit. God ignored the seed process and demand fruit from man, because when God demands something from you, it is because that seed already existed in you. So lack of, write it down, no, very important. Lack of productivity produce poverty. Lack of productivity produce poverty. Lack of productivity produce poverty. So no man just arrive at the junction of poverty or lack. We live in the world of cause and effect. No man just arrive at a particular junction where he comes to say, oh, I don't have money. Oh, I don't have anything to exchange. I'm stranded. No, that point is not just arrived by gifting. The person must have broken so many laws of productivity, and that ended up not having. So it's not a problem about not having. The point that when are you going to come out of it? But what are you doing now so you can come out? What the point that what kind of relationships are you keeping? What kind of energy are you generating? What kind of value are you bringing? What are you doing about it? That is the major concern, because the failure is not final. Success is not failure. Failure is not fatal. Success is not final. The ability to stand up, that counts. Of course, our brother Churchill said so to us. So lack of productivity produce what? Poverty. Write it down. Money does not make you wealthy, but productivity does. Money alone can make you rich. You can have house, cars, but wealth is down on productivity. Money alone does not make you wealthy, but productivity does. Money alone, cash, does not make anybody wealthy. Cash alone, if you don't know how to use it, you'll still lose it, because poor people mismanage their money well, wealthy people manage their money well. So cash, money alone does not make you wealthy, but productivity does. What makes people wealthy is productivity, and the essence of being alive is to be wealthy in any area you have yourself. So you can hand over something to your children. It's called legacy. It's called succession plan. God actually don't deal with individual as individual. He deals with individual as a nation. When God's looking at you, see you as a nation. That people that build company, factories, hand over to our children who will succeed fast and because of their mindset. They're thinking big, they're thinking futuristic, they're thinking tomorrow. While people that are broke and poor, they always think more of them think about today, there and now. So money alone, say when I have money, I'll be wealthy and alive. It's just a story for the gods. That's the truth about it. So the nation wealth is measured by gross national productivity. Any nation that is not producing enough is called a poor nation. Steve Jobs experienced this when he had an idea, or when he went to see the first computer, which was as big as this room, half of this room. So the guy looked at the computer and said, how can I turn this computer to a table? How can I make a tabletop? This is too big. From that idea, it's an idea. The guy dropped out of school. He dropped out of school not because school is bad, but because he has his core idea. So he started working on how to turn a half of the room computer to a desktop. How can we reduce to the smallest? So that's why I keep telling people that understand this very well. There's a difference between, of course, of course, academic and education. There are two different things. Education. There's a difference between called school and education. There are two different things. So school is a study of everything that is around you, outside, external, external. That's why you have biology, physics, chemistry, this thing, external you. This is about the study about yourself. What is internal? Internal character, behavior. That's why they said you are awarded of a certificate, worthy of character and what? Learning. Internal character. This is all internal. So some people go to school, they are not educated. Some people, that's how people can drop out of school, but are wealthy because they discover the internal factor, giftings embedded in them. They discover their character. They develop their character, develop their behavior, develop their faith, their belief system, and they have giftings they discover. So it's about education is internal factor, while academics is external factor. That is why someone can go to school and is not educated. Somebody did not go to school but is educated. He dropped out of school, but educated. He made money, make impact, create more value than person that went to just acquire academics alone. So this was external. Biology, chemistry, physics, study of external thing around you. They study everything. They study the sun, the moon, the weather. They study everything external about them, but nothing inside of them. Nothing to improve. They don't even point them to so something that God has given to them. They don't talk about your vision, your idea, your imagination, your concept, the power of creativity. They don't. That's why schooling is not bad, but the problem is that know that this is about the external factor. Then external factor, and someone that gave you information about everything around you want to enslave you. Is not giving anything about yourself, because if you keep studying everything around you, keep pursuing external things. That's why when they leave, they don't look for anything that they can bet. They want to be productive. They will go and look for jobs. They can't go from that. They just say that I'm good for. I cannot start anything. I cannot bet anything because they only pass through academic system. They only work for learning and character. So you need to focus on this and that. So this is not bad, but don't depend on this. You cannot be fulfilled like this. You cannot build an empire like this. You cannot have it because your child cannot inherit your certificate. What they give you to you is the certificate. They cannot inherit your certificate. My mom retired as a headmistress. These 7 years, I cannot inherit a certificate. I cannot use to work. Cannot do so. Everything starts and ends there. Whereas if my father my mother discovered to use her giftings, business, character, behavior to build an empire using the quality of education. So education comes with what called edu sera. That means from inside out. Edu sera is, of course, when you can discuss something from inside of you, that makes you become productive. While this one now just need to just be qualified. Everything around you can study. So the thing is this: the first command God gave to man today, when He blessed man, He said, "Be fruitful." That means be productive. So definitely, write it down. You know, every problem is a business. If you're not written anything down, to write it down. Every problem is a business. Every problem is a business. So I'm supposed to develop something that solves problems and turn it into business. How are we going to do that? Don't worry, I want to show you shortly. So I want to share this with you. A man see people with bare feet. That is a problem. Another man see a shoe company. That is a business. So when you look at bare feet, a man is seeing shoe company, business. A man see an island, a problem. A man on the island, he see resort in that island, business. So whenever people are looking at something, another person, this is the thing that I told you, you cannot carry a tenant mentality into a landlord opportunity. They are both seeing the same thing. Another person look at human being and say, this one no get clothes. I can produce for them. This one no get shoe. This one no get this one. This one no need to wash the clothes. This one needs to do. You begin to see problem at business. Because the fact that we know that once we can find solutions to that problem, where people complaining, we can turn it to business. So looking at it, God says be productive. Begin to look for problems. Begin to look for ideas. Begin to look for ways to solve meet a need inside. That is how you can now become not just productive. Produce something. Convert that to your giftings. Convert that to your giftings, your idea into value. Turn of value. So whenever you see people, the most important is to convert to value. Value could be product or services. So the first step of the entrepreneur is to convert your ideas, whatever God has given to you into value. Turn of value. So the first law of fruitfulness is all about value creation. Turn of value creation. Turning your ideas into product or service value. Turn of value. I don't want to write it here. The first law of fruitfulness is all about creating value. Creating value. Bracket open, product on services. Product and services. That is the first law. The first law, a man should be productive. Now, after productivity, something happened. Now that you have gotten what they call a prototype. You've gotten one of that thing. You have tried it. You need to reproduce it. Reproduce it. That's number 2, the law of multiplication. For it to be multiplied, you must reproduce it. Now, the first one is to produce it, productivity. Now it's to reproduce and package. Then package. Package it. So this is where the thing gets interesting. Whatever you produce and you don't package becomes a commodity. Whatever you produce and package becomes a premium. Whatever you produce and you don't package it, yes, you don't brand it. There's packaging and branding. Packaging and branding. There's second law of multiplication. You cannot multiply and become a wealthy man if you don't package and brand yourself. So you can see this laptop is branded already. It's Dell, HP. It's already branded HP. This marker is branded. The phone is branded. Everything you see that has premium value is branded. But look at anything that has commodity that's not branded. So the law of multiplication says that you've gotten a sample, can you reproduce it? This is a problem. So people have developed themselves to create something, but reproduce it now for distribution. For where? Package it now for where? They remain, you see them doing Gary. I go to supermarket the other day and I see Gary and I'm packaging small, waterproof with branding name on it. And that Gary that they buy, I don't even know how much they say Gary now. How much they say Gary 1 cup now? How much? Normally for us, how much? 100 naira. Okay, I don't know. And honestly, I said I don't know. Just now, I don't know. I don't know how much they say Gary. I don't know. You know why I don't know how much they say Gary? Ask me why. Because I eat fufu. Turn off fufu. So I eat fufu. So I don't know. I'm serious. I don't know why somebody who will be on earth, he doesn't eat fufu. I don't understand. As about you, Katie, I don't understand. Well, the way you come and help me English. You eat Gary. You have fufu. I don't eat better fufu. Turn off fufu. Once you have fufu, you are my friend. Just, we know the call it again. After the fufu, we continue. Just hold fufu, me, I go follow. Just one of my mom bottles. Just, I don't know what is Gary. I don't know. Gary is good, but me, I like fufu. Am I asking you the new okay, that is. I don't like when you know the get small. Your body, you want to get natural perfume. Perfume. Yeah, I like that one. I don't know what they say. It's a Gary 100 naira, right? That Gary can be packaged in a sachet in a waterproof and branded. That 100 naira can double to 200 naira just because of where it's branded. They're not branded. Water in the stream is just water. You don't get value. Everybody can go and fetch it. But when you convert it to sachet or bottle, you begin to have value. Put name on it, value. Turn of value. That is you must reproduce, repackage, brand it. That is the problem. People are broke and poor because they broke the law of multiplication. They broke the law of, they remain a local champion. They don't want to improve. Hey, that's how I normally do my soap. Oh. That's how I normally do my things. Oh. I don't want to brand it. Oh. I don't want the package. It's too hard for me. So remain a local champion. So you want to be a premium, want to make more money. Think about mass producing that which you have. And don't just brand it, go to CAC, corporate affairs commission, register or company and business name, run at limited liability, whichever one, they register it, then definitely go to NAFDAC, submit your products, go to SON, get your pick. But you might be thinking that thing is expensive. Don't you the truth? By the time you consider the idea of rebranding and repackaging yourself, get it. Before you know, ideas will begin to come because you're thinking, how do I solve this problem? That's the problem. Thinking is the hardest habit poor people don't do. That's why they complain. Because they don't know that thoughts are things. When you mean to think, you are bringing out energy. Our brain is a transmitting and receiving center. That is meant to attract quality men because the men that think like you will be attracted to you. That is why it's not very bad to live in a poor neighborhood where you want to be a millionaire. For poor that are thinking negative, small thoughts. So leave that neighborhood, go to where wealthy men are living, where you begin to see quality thoughts, quality ideas. You see us, we have to bring a city in a city like Uyo. We just bring a small part of Uyo, call it 1,000. Call and call us someone a shelter. We make the price of land go up there so that no poor man can live around us, so that we will just be thinking quality thoughts. How can you tell me this is just around road, cross this side, we see land of maybe 15 million, but cross that side to 1,000, 45, 50, 70 million. They say, oh, yo, but we don't want, because when we are thinking, we want to think quality thought, because the more you begin to think about this thought, the more you attract men to yourself. But now you are living with poor man, you are thinking quality, thinking negative. When a frequency go jam, and you know one thing about poverty, negative always wins most of the time. So you have to do a lot of energy to succeed. So it becomes difficult to succeed and do better in a poor neighborhood. When you have small money, leave poor neighborhood. Even if you go live for boys quarter or BQ, leave that. I can wake up in the morning, everything is poverty around you. You want to be successful. You need more energy to even overcome that problem already. So that is the more reason you should not be comfortable with poverty. You should be wealthy. Touch yourself. Say, I am wealthy. Say, I'm a success. I'm not. I live them. You see, when you live, you begin to have peace. I tell you, bad people live your life. Good things start happening to you. You have some area where you say, as you wake up, they choke you. For night, people are saying they choke you every time and then buff it. You don't buff it negative energy. Come out for the have you not seen? Go to 4-star, go to 5-star hotel, sleep. Whether you go see buff it, if you get go to nonsense hotel at Nwanyeba where they say 5,000. You cannot sleep at night. Everything a problem for that place. Light no go there, heat will worry you. Everything they will take light by 11 o'clock. And in a gen, so the thing that Multiplication becomes difficult when you cannot produce, package, and brand. You might think there is money you need. No. Money is the lowest capital. I talked about money before now. You need social capital, you need intellectual capital. The other capital you need that will attract men to you is called the gift of men. Say, neighbor, I receive the gift of men from God in Jesus' name. Gift of men. When you have them, your life becomes easy. So let me give you something to write. Write it down on your note. When you produce a product, then you cannot reproduce it. When you produce a product, and you cannot reproduce it. When you produce a product, and you cannot reproduce it, it always leads to lack and financial struggle. When you produce something and you cannot reproduce it, it always leads to lack and financial struggle. So men don't just struggle. So, in fact, let me give one bold statement to write. If you're not written it to write this one thing. One of the key of successful business is the ability to reproduce your product 1,000,000 times more. One of the key of successful business is the ability to reproduce, underline the word reproduce. One of the key of successful business is your ability to reproduce your product 1,000,000 times more. One of the key of successful business is your ability to reproduce your product 1,000,000 times more. One of the key of successful business is your ability to reproduce your product 1,000,000 times more. One of the key of successful business is your ability to reproduce your product 1,000,000 times more. The guy that produced poultry feed, when you be must pay 1,000,000 times of that feed. Your phone 1,000,000 times of that. Infinix, Samsung, iPhone, name them. One of the key of successful business is your ability to reproduce your product 1,000,000 times more. So, all those the trees you see that produce a seed, that seed have the capacity to germinate, give you a tree, give you more fruit. So cosmetology will not make you wealthy, but if you refine yourself and become a specialist and mass produce that product, it can make you wealthy. Fast food like Kilimanjaro, they produce one of the fast food, the recipe. One of the things now is to brand it and make sure the business has the capacity to be put more in different locations. Entrepreneurs create one prototype and multiply it. What you cannot multiply, you can never succeed in it. Write it down or not. Whatever you cannot multiply, whatever you cannot reproduce, whatever you cannot multiply, you can never succeed in it. Whatever you cannot multiply, you can never succeed in it. Whatever you can never succeed in. That is why you see a tailor that wants to become broke, a carpenter, anybody that do handwork, is to get himself involved in only doing that work. His hands will be in that machine. The hands will be at that tool. That limits you already. But a man who wants to become wealthy, at some point, document his processes, hand over that particular job to men, and begin to teach men, reproduce himself in men, just like Christ did. Christ came and represented into 12 men, and from that 12 disciples, 120 and the rest. I say when you cannot multiply, you cannot succeed in it. Whatever you cannot multiply, whatever you cannot reproduce, entrepreneurs reproduce ourselves in people. So whatever cannot multiply, reproduce, you cannot succeed in it. So our teaching, of course, is a fruit. Leadership purpose business is multiply. So we put in YouTube, podcast, CD. Like this year, I'm launching 4 books. That's my idea. That's I'm telling you now. And I'm putting book, putting podcast, putting this. So that thing I'm just saying is one seed. But I'm multiplying different things. I'm multiplying different forms. So that I can sell it to different kind of people and make more money. Instead of just making money I just say one thing, but I've transformed it to different forms. So I put in books, put in podcast, put in YouTube, put in Facebook. That thing I just said now, I multiply it. So I package it, I brand it, I multiply it so that I can make more money. Because Donald Trump McDonald's just produced one of the fast food and then brand it and then begin to open different centers. They want to call Chicken Republic. That one that they just started putting almost all the centers in your one. Is it Chicken Republic? Is it called like Benin Road? Is in this thing Oron Road is also at Unganyiba. And like that, the back road like that, they just put small. Because yes, they just put one. As they just do one, they can now Toyota don't just produce one product. They just get one and then start multiplying it. They just get one leader and start multiplying that leader. They just get one team, start multiplying the team. So the ability for people to become wealthy is to obey the law of multiplication, the law of reproduction. Don't just produce, reproduce. Don't just produce. Reproduce. So that is very important. Let me just go. I have a lot of notes today, but let me just have hit the nail on the head. I've made the points very clear. So let's just go the law of replenish. The Bible says He gave us 5 dominion mandates: be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and then have dominion. A man can never have dominion without not obeying these laws of wealth, it's not going to work. The law of business. The law of business says produce something, repackage it, not repackaging it, brand it, not just branding it. Now distribute it. Turn on distribution. Now they were there. That demands you to do another skill. Every new level demands a new skill, demands you to competence. So you plan the field and say, I'm an entrepreneur. Congratulations. You need to develop new skills. Develop new skills because growth is constant. The only constant thing in life is growth. If the day you stop growing, you start dying. You get green, you keep growing. You get ripe, you die. Any food that is ripe will fall now. But if it's green, it will keep the growth. So they don't repeat. Write it down your notes. If you are going to be successful in business, then you will need to distribute your products and services. If you are going to be successful in business, then you need to distribute your product and services. So you must create systems and structures to distribute your products. If you are going to be successful in business, then you need to distribute your products and services. Full stop. If you are going to succeed in business, why are you doing anything you want to do? You want to make a million. If you are going to be successful in business, then you will need to distribute your products and services. Full stop. So develop a distribution system and structure. Develop a distribution system and what? Structure. That's what we need, system and structure. So you just create value, packages, premiums, develop system and structure, because what will make the business easy is that you are not doing it alone. This is where the thing gets frustrated. You're an entrepreneur, no wala, you produce something, you don't the package is brand, but you are the marketing officer, you are the production manager, you are the procurement manager, you are the one doing everything. So why not put systems and structures so that men can be involved, so that you two can pay, let men get in touch with you and collect money to feed their family, collect money to buy car, collect money to buy land, collect money to impact, pay people, engage people. And the most important thing is this. This distribution is very important because it makes you be everywhere at any time you want to be. So imagine Dangote having Dangote cement. He just produce one bag and then brand the Dangote and never distribute it. That would be a limitation. But now you have trucks. You know that you need to get trucks. You have to partner with men, get some loan. You actually borrow money to expand business. So you don't borrow money to start a business. You borrow money to expand the business. That means the business out. You borrow in. You don't borrow out. In is that if your business is producing 1 million every month, that's profit for you. So you can go and borrow 900,000, 800,000, 700,000. I get him now 800K. But if you go and borrow 1.5 million, it's a problem. What if something happened? That means your business production cannot be met. That means you have to close your business production if it's your capital to settle this debt. There's something called good debt and bad debt. One of the major qualifications of good debt is that you don't borrow out, you borrow in. And our qualification of business is that before you collect the money, you already decided how you want to pay the money. You don't collect the money to chop. You collect money to do business. People borrow money to buy liabilities, buy loans. That is a bad debt. Bad debt is borrow money to finance your excesses. That is, I don't like borrowing money to chop, borrow money to pay house rent. No, borrow money to consume. You borrow money to do business. They're not business. And what the business is distribution business. That even if somebody just say, okay, you see this manufacturing, I don't want one. You see this, I want to become a distributor. Find a company, find people that have problem, and find people that have the product, collect it and sell to people, put your profit. You're a business, you're going to make money. But it's a shorter, cheaper cost to make money, because in finding problem, either you create, they not create, or you source for the solution. So sourcing is far easier. So you can source. So it's not about being one of the laws of business that you must understand the concept of distribution, because that concept alone can put more money in your pocket. Look at our senior brother, of course, who bought X at timber market. The man did not produce cement. He went to Dangote, partner with Dangote, and get the cement to Uyo. We be a house in Uyo. We call it buy. So he's not a producer, but he's a distributor. Number one distributor of Dangote cement in the Akwa Ibom State. So he collected and sell. He put his profit. Is he making money? Yes. Is he a millionaire? Yes. What? You understand the skills? They're not skills of distribution. And that skill demand that you master communication and negotiation. Right there. The skill of replenish, the distribution demands that you master the skill of communication and negotiation. A lot of people don't know how to communicate, they don't know how to negotiate, they don't know how to gel, they don't know how to make clear rapport. That's the skill you need to succeed. That is number one skill. You need to master skill of communication and skill of negotiation to create rapport. That's what's in now, because you're not creating rapport with people, they will not trust you, they will not do business with you, because people do business with people they know, they like, and trust. So the skill of the law of replenish or distribution demand that you learn and develop the skill of communication and negotiation to create rapport. So, because we want to do business with people they know, they like, and trust. The last one for today, which I want to talk about, is the law of subdue, because my time is fast spent. So, if you cannot control the market, you cannot dominate the market. So, you must know how to control the market. I said one day, what they call them, the Congress were calling Bill Gates, because the time it was Microsoft was dominating the computer market. They said, "Oh boy, no, we do that kind of thing." That was happening to us in Nigeria now. One of Dangote is controlling major market in so many industries. It's one of the giant industries. In fact, that dominates the cement industry, our industry. So what happened is that, writing on your note, very important. If you cannot control the market, you will struggle financially. If you cannot control the market, you will struggle financially. If you cannot control the market, you will struggle financially. So subdue, full stop. Subdue means that when anybody wants a product like yours, you are the first. You are the first one they think about. Subdue means subdue means when somebody wants a product, like yours, you are the first one they think about. That is when somebody has controlled the market. So it means that subdue, God says, don't just go to any place to be productive, to multiply. Don't just go to replenish, but subdue. Subdue means that when someone else wants a product like your own, you are the first they think about. If I mention noodles now, the first noodle in your mind is what? Indomie, right? If I mention milk, also about pig milk. That is one of the first. All those things you see. Subdue means when somebody wants a product like yours, you are the first they think about. So you are the first one they think about. That's when a man has dominated. And the easy way to dominate, I will show you how to round up this class. As a subdue means whenever somebody control the market means that whenever somebody wants a product like your own, you are the first they think about. If I mention spice now, the first one is what, Maggi? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Maggi has been there for a long time. So if I mention disinfectant, the first one now is what? Dettol. Yes or yes?
Yes.
If I mention germicide, the first one is Izal. Then Izal. That's what we grow up with. So there are products that have been in the market that have controlled part of the major market. And then these other guys, they did something very interesting. I know my time is fast spent. They did something interesting. They now create their own. They now create their own competition. The same company that owns Pig Milk, own 3 Crown, own another milk. So they created different brand of their own with different managers, different CEOs, but they are the same company. So they now create their own company. So you think that I don't like Pig, let me go and buy 3 Crown. It's the same company. Don't like another one. They think they created one more like that. Like 3 companies, just control the market. You know, control the market. The easier way to control the market is to leave the red ocean and go to the blue ocean. Because red ocean is where everybody's struggling. Don't go there, you suffer a lot. Blue ocean is where nobody's paying attention to it. Just go and dominate. That's why it's easy for Elon Musk to dominate in space. That's why it's easy for Mark Zuckerberg to dominate space. That's all these women, they go to a blue ocean market. Markets that people are not so. For example, I keep telling you that man is a spirit that lives in a body, of course, that has a mind. So that has a mind. As food is to the body, so is the word of God to the spirit. So is knowledge to the mind. So knowledge. We just find out that in the society today, many people are struggling because they lack knowledge. So in their business, because businesses don't fail, people fail. People don't fail, they don't just know enough. So if they know, knowledge means knowing that gives you an age. So if we go and paint our tent today, and they need to learn things about businesses, investment, and use our mind to apply it, we'll become super successful because nobody gathers anybody in New York right now that we know. Every morning to teach them for free about business ideas, concepts. So when you go to that market now, we become one and only. That's how we dominate now. So that is why you need to place yourself where businesses are, because we know everybody is jumping up and down trying to do other things, but nobody has put up a learning business community whereby we used to be intentional to create men that will create legacy, that will build legacy. That is why the business learning community about legacy building. It's not legacy. We are thinking, okay, what do I do now that I will not enjoy today alone? I will enjoy today, tomorrow, and even when I'm no more on earth. So that begins to make you think successional plan. So if you go to that market now, okay, for example, now if I want to start a ministry now, because I believe that we are called to different paths, I'll go and there are so many ministries already in the Bible. So why will I go and put myself? Let me just find one and be going. After we are going to this heaven, destination is heaven, eternity. Have eternal life with your maker. Yes or yes? Even though heaven is on earth, start now enjoy the heaven on earth and eternity. Whatever the God will take us be. But now, let us channel our energy to discover more about learning about how people can do better, become the ultimate version of themselves, so they can create something successional. But people just think that My my work is to come to this world, go to school, get certificate, get a job, and wait for government to take care of me with pension and gratuity. Then I will not die. That's what they think. Make a mobile come near to go from. If I have a small house, a small car, a small wife, a small children, that is a very bad way of thinking. We have to open our mind to think of abundance. And abundance. So if we invest more in ourselves, we can package it. Package. We can actually make it a distribution and make sure we have learning hubs everywhere, and definitely control the market. And there's so much money to make in the space, and there's no limitation in the space. Everybody can do well. So the Ford Motors sit down as want to dominate the truck market. The Mercedes-Benz sit down want to dominate the luxury market. So every business industry, they look at the market they want to control. Tell them I'm in charge. So people just look at market to control, because the goal is if you cannot control, you cannot enjoy dominance. That's the one is dominate. That is another one. So for you to dominate an industry, you must become fruitful. You must reproduce yourself. You must distribute this, and you must actually create control. Tell them I'm in charge. Okay, that is the best we can take today. We have a luxury of time. We have a lot to share. Let's leave it for tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow is our D-Day, so let's get to see what we can have to share. So for you to actually break the laws, and you will actually lose some money at every point in time. But if this business laws I shared with you, there are a lot of them. May I find out to give one of those business laws from the scriptures, put in our life, and show how manifest and impactful it could be in our generation, because our job is to make impact, is to make contribution, is to solve problem, add value, turn on value creation. That is the best we can take to the online community. Don't get involved in a business without a mentor. You know why? Mentorship is a legal shortcut to success. He that stands on the shoulder of mentors will see far. See you tomorrow. See you at the top. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Shalom. That is the best we can take today. Thank you so much.